Today's painting is a prickly pear cactus. It's time for another tiny Tex-Mex painting, and I did have some real life inspo from up at the real estate brokerage where I work, so that was fun. And you can kind of see how the cactus is shaped and the flower buds, and you can see those needle-like things which are called spines. And I made a sketch loosely off the inspo pics I printed, and now it's time to start painting, so let's gather our supplies. I'm clipping down the pages of my Semel Art sketchbook. I have a mechanical pencil, a kneaded eraser, a Pentel Art brush pen, my Daniel Smith paints, a cat's tongue brush, 2 jam jars for water, and a towel. And I have that mixing dish there, which is actually a ceramic tray that I've just got from Target, and it's super cute. I drew a wobbly line for the ground, and the prickly pear cactus has rounded or like oval-like segments to it they're called pads. And some people say they're shaped like a paddle or like Mickey Mouse ears. And my focus was not on making the shapes all look the same. I tried to do one with a side view so it was really thin, and the others have more of an oval shape with a flat bottom connecting it to the other shapes. And then I took my favorite brush pen and I outlined all the stuff that I had just sketched. And if you're like me, I see things that I might have done differently, like for the ground. Instead of a continuous line, I think it would have been more interesting to make like not a continuous line, like put a small gap or two, And I try to hold my brush pen a little further back so that I have a little less control when I'm making those marks. And the rocks, they look a little funky to me, but they turn out okay. I start off with some wet on wet because that is my favorite. And I like to put the water down first and watch the paint spread and bloom. And the paint goes where the water flows, so it's not going to go anywhere that I haven't put down the water. Unless, of course, it's like dripping wet or something, but it's not. So to give the cactus some color, I dropped in different shades of green, just to give it some interest and some dimension. Now, is it the exact color of a cactus that you would see in nature? Thanks for asking, but no, it's not. I'm not a realistic painter, and while I do try for it to look and like reasonably resemble like what I'm painting, I'm also not a patient enough to be a realistic painter. So I think the key to painting and the heart of what I try to teach is just to relax and have fun. And there are lots of things that you could stress about, but I personally don't think art needs to be one of them. So let loose, play a little. And you know what? If you mess up, you can just try again. I think that we all get in our heads sometimes, and this can be a time for you to slow down and breathe a little and focus on creating something. And even if you don't have an hour at a time, take those little pockets that you do have and set up your area, do the sketch, paint a layer, paint another layer, and then go back and add some details. You don't have to have a full-on uninterrupted painting session to get some value out of the time you spend creating. So, all right, for the rocks, I recently mentioned, I was yapping there, but I recently mentioned that I don't have a dedicated brown in my palette, and there's a thing called color theory. And if you know a little bit about it, you know that colors, like what colors you can mix to get what results. And I'm more of a trial and error kind of mixer because that's just my style and I enjoy it. But if you prefer a more scientific approach, you could mix orange and blue or purple and yellow. And there are several different ways you can really do it. But remember, have fun with it. I also added some quinacridone purple to my rocks because I wanted to. I was taking my own advice and having fun with it. Now, I took a very light value of Moonglow to make a shadow. And a light value just means that it's not the full concentration of the pigment. You add water to it. And I put a shadow on the bottom and on the left side of the cactus. And I also could have added a bit of shadow to the actual cactus, but I didn't. You could do that if you wanted to though. And I've been trying to add more details to my paintings, like adding shadows, as I think it helps it not seem as flat and it kind of gives it more life. And I added some color to the flower buds. The ones at the office are kind of yellowish, but I added pink. I think I've seen pink on the cactus before. If not, I am just taking creative liberty with it. I looked at my inspo pic again to see how the spines on the cactus looked. And the cactus has these needle-like things on them. And they're kind of curved a bit like a hook or like a candy cane kind of shape, and they're called spines. And I could have used a fine liner or tried it with my brush pen, but I decided to use the very tip of the cat's tongue brush. And I just love the name of that brush. I mean, obviously, I have 3 cats. Of course I like the name. And one thing I wanted to mention is when it comes to supplies, you can really get as fancy as you want or just keep it basic. Like this little tray that I'm using to mix, I bought it because it had a pretty scalloped edge and I like the oval shape and it's shallow. But I could have just used the mixing wheels on my palette or a small dish. You know, sometimes people stop themselves from creating because they don't have all the right supplies. And if that's you, then stop. Stop waiting. Start creating. You'll be so glad you did, I promise. So I had mixed up a little bit darker green, so that way, and I added moon glow to it, I think, and just to kind of darken it up so that you could see the little shapes that I was painting onto the cactus. Is it perfect? No, it is not. But, you know, I was having fun. Oh, and another thing about supplies, you don't have to have the exact supplies I have in order to like make art. You can use whatever you have on hand and start there. I did my usual sketch and color swatching on the left side, and that's it. And I was just thinking, splatter might have looked fun on this, but I didn't think of that till just now. So maybe next time I'll add some splatter or some shimmer or something. I'm really pleased with how this one turned out, and I'm so glad you joined me in my studio today. I'm technically behind on the paintings I wanted to do, but you know, I paint for the sake of delight, so I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And there's another tiny Tex-Mex painting coming your way soon, and I hope you'll come back and paint with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!